Hi, everybody. Dan Illman, Nicole Russo. Welcome to Spa Babies, presented by Stone Street Farm. Our Spa Babies race for Thursday, July the 25th. Race number 6. We're going 6 furlongs. It's the kickoff leg of the late pick 5. We're so proud to be sponsored by Stone Street, who, of course, one of the premier farms in the entire world, associated with so many great horses.
Yeah, horses like Curlin and Rachel Alexandra, both grade 1 winners at Saratoga. Stone Street also involved with horses like 2-year-old champions Good Magic and My Miss Aurelia, both of whom made their career debuts in maiden special weights at Saratoga. Just goes to show you what you might find in some of these Spa Baby races.
The stars of tomorrow, we like to say. Let's take a look at race number 6. These are for the New York bred 2-year-olds. It's a pretty solid field, Nicole, and it's a overflow field. The 11 Play the Gray isn't also eligible, as is the 12 Solar Glare. The 7 In the Chase, 3-1 on the morning line by Weekend Hideaway. Manny Franco takes the mount here.
Yeah, but I look at this horse and just looking at pedigree, which plays such a big role in these 2-year-old races, I think this is kind of a very beatable favorite. There are a lot of horses in here by promising first crop sires, and we'll delve into pedigree as well as other factors as we go through this field horse by horse.
One of the experienced runners in this race breaks from the rail on Thursday. The number 1 Dominican Thunder, a $100,000 yearling by Improbable. The dam was a grade 3 stakes winning dirt router. There's a lot of class in this pedigree. This colt did run once. It was in a very tough edition of the Tremont, was outrun that day, gets blinkers, and this just seems like a much better spot for a low profile barn that's had success at Saratoga over the years.
Yeah, and as you said, such a tough spot for the debut. Finished 7th in a stakes in the Tremont, in which the winner Studley Do Right has come back to really flatter the field. Was bumped at the start, adds the blinkers. I think should get away better this time. It's encouraging to me that Javier Castellano keeps the mount, and this will be one of just 3 crops, sadly, by Champion Improbable. He was classy at 2. He was at his best as an older horse. He does have 2 winners so far, including Governor Sam at Saratoga last Friday, but I do expect them to continue to develop as they go on.
And there's precocity here, as we see. The dam half to a multiple stakes place 2-year-old dirt sprinter, a half to another 2-year-old stakes place dirt router that won the debut. Third dam was a grade 2 stakes winner as a 2-year-old dirt sprinter. Man of Mischief is the 2. This one's by Instagrand, a first crop sire from the family of champion sprinter Gold Beauty, going out for Kenny McPeak. Junior Alvarado takes them out.
Yeah, and so much speed, so much class in Gold Beauty's family, not only the family of her, but the family of Champion Deja, the family of Sky Beauty, so many classy runners there. So plenty of speed and class under Instagram. 4 winners so far, a good start from that son of Into Mischief, who was a brilliant early juvenile himself.
I'm expecting speed from Man of Mischief, bred both sides for sprint success. The 3 is Shake It for the Bird, based at Finger Lakes for Anthony Ferraro, who usually sends live first-time starters down to Saratoga. He teamed up with jockey K. Barcoa to win with a 13-1 first-time starter last year. This one's a half to a stakes place dirt router by Kentucky Derby and Preakness winner Big Brown. The dam was a debut winner, you should note by the asterisk, also a multiple stakes place dirt sprinter.
Yeah, and this is a really fun pedigree that shows you why it's important to delve into, race records and a couple generations of the pedigree. On the surface, if you know a little bit, you see Big Brown over Freud, and I immediately think turf, but then you take a look at the dam and a look at her family, and there's plenty of dirt ability as well. And you hit the nail on the head with these connections. They're not going to ship out from Finger Lakes unless they think they have something, and the horses are usually well placed when they come across the state.
The 4 is Arc Royal by another young stallion. This one is by McKinsey, and Arc Royal sold for $90,000 in April after breezing a furlong at 10-3. What a versatile dam. Winning on turf, dirt, synthetic. She sold 4 winners from 5 runners. Just a rock-solid pedigree. Mark Henning, John Velasquez, long-time quality connections in New York.
Yeah, and the McKinseys sold very well. They're racy, they're pretty. I think they'll be happy to go 2 turns. He's got 1 winner so far. I do expect them to keep improving. similar profile as Improbable, where he was a graded stakes horse at 2, and then a grade 1 winner as an older horse, and a graded stakes performer around both 1 and 2 turns.
The number 5 is Butter. I like Butter on Lobster, not sure about it on Chowder, but Butter's related to both, and both were good New York breds. Lobster, multiple stakes winning dirt sprinter. This one's by Leo Frick. The dam won a couple of dirt sprints and was a debut winner.
Yeah, and just a rock solid racehorse family. And Leah Frick is an interesting stallion to me. He's still getting his footing a little bit. They aren't necessarily first time out horses, but it was interesting to me because he bred his first crop in New York. And before the foals were even on the ground, he was sort of called up, so to speak, to the Kentucky marketplace. Somebody really liked and believed in this horse to make that happen. A few somebodies, and that's interesting to me. I keep thinking that he has the potential to come alive as a sire.
Lane Luzzy takes them out for trainer Rachel Sells. Brink is the number 6. This son of the Factor made his career debut at Monmouth against open competition and just had the misfortune to face a runaway winner that day. So now in with New York breds, a much better spot seemingly. The dam, a half-sister to a 2-year-old stakes-winning dirt router named Evaluator. That horse won his career debut. It's a solid family, and I think the Brinks is going to appreciate a little bit of class relief.
Yeah, definitely. That's a very good point. And did get a troubled trip in that debut. Coming to Saratoga against New York breds, now gets Dylan Davis, who's really having an outstanding meet so far. Won 4 races on Saturday, a career highlight for Saratoga local Dylan Davis.
In the Chase is the number 7. He's by Weekend Hideaway, who hasn't had many starters just yet, only 4 juvenile debut runners. But the place dam has foaled 3 winners from as many runners, including a debut winner, and she's a half to a multiple stakes winning dirt sprinter. Solid connections based at Monmouth, sending this New York bred up to the Spa.
Yeah, and this is a barn that has a lot of success with their New York breds. And this is one where I'm really going to encourage you to check out the workout reports produced by our colleague Mike Welsh and his team, and to check out this horse in the paddock. As we said, on paper, this sort of looks like a wide open race, but this horse is 3-1 on the morning line for a reason. And, I really think this horse, we don't have the benefit right now of seeing these horses in person or or some of this, but I'd really like the opinions of those who have seen the horse in person, and what you think on race day.
New Matthew is the number 8. He's a son of Flatter, sold for $150,000 as a yearling. There is some black type on the bottom of this pedigree. The dam's a half to a stakes-winning dirt sprinter. Justin Squared was a debut winner. She's a half to My Name is Michael, who was grade 3 placed going long. David Donk trains. Luis Saez takes the mount. Sometimes with this barn, I like to see a race or two, but this one certainly should have foundation, breezing steadily back till about Preakness time.
Absolutely. That was what I put in the pro column for this one, was the nice, long, solid, steady work tab. Plenty of foundation becomes more important as we start to get to these 6.5, 7 furlong races. And Flatter, a nice 2-year-old sire and a nice 1-turn sire, just a rock solid racehorse stallion.
Looks like he's picked up the pace in his last couple of workouts as well. The 9 is Big Brown Delivers, another son of Big Brown. Joel Rosario takes them out. Orlando Noda trains. Nice pedigree. This dam has been very productive. She's already foaled Loki's Vengeance, a multiple stakes winning dirt sprinter. Caden's Courage, a multiple stakes place dirt sprinter. She was a debut winner. That was one of her 2 victories sprinting on the dirt. I'm curious to see how the board reacts to Big Brown Delivers with Rosario taking the mount.
Yeah, I think that's interesting, Rosario taking them out. But yeah, just really, Big Brown, 9% with his 2-year-old first-time starters. But I think the female side of this page really balances it out. A ton of speed, a ton of precocity.
Book It with Haddad is the final horse in the body of this field, a $22,000 yearling purchase by Liam's Matt. This is a first starter out of a dirt sprint winner. The dam's a half to Western Smoke, very precocious and a debut winner. Horacio de Paz is having a sensational year and has sent out nothing but live horses seemingly at Saratoga thus far. Flavian Pratt takes them out.
Yeah, and you talked about how live Horatio De Paz can be at Saratoga, and somebody else who is live at Saratoga right now is Flavian Pratt, near the top of the rider standings right now, having a terrific start to the meet. And I think this is a very potent combination of connections.
Play the Gray, the 11, is also eligible. I would certainly consider a Son of Volatile if he happens to get into the body of this
Mhm.
race. Solar Glare, the 12, another also eligible. But let's take a look at our top selections for Thursday's Spa Baby race. I want to give Dominican Thunder another chance in a race where he has a chance. He probably was a little bit overmatched in his career debut. You're going with Man of Mischief, the 2, for Kenny McPeek, who, listen, his year speaks for itself.
Yeah, Kenny McPeek, one of the men of the moment, and I'm going to go with Man of Mischief from his barn. Uh, Look, plenty of speed, classy family under Instagram, who's a really promising first crop sire. So I am going to take a swing with this first time starter in a race that I think is wide open. But as far as the experienced horses, I think Dominican Thunder, your top selection, is the most eligible to take a step forward.
Fair price is on the morning line for both of our choices. Nicole's going 2, 1, 10, and 8. I'm focusing on the 1 and the 3 in my multiple race wagers, with the 10 and the 8 on the bottom of my single race exotics. It's our Spa Baby event for Thursday, July the 25th, and our coverage is presented by Stone Street.